Sometimes it's good to stop for a minute and see what is going on around us. It is good to have our own opinions and not blindly follow what others say. A breach of peace is a claim for a change, and it's precisely what Rupture represents with his art. Inspired by the intention to create works that are not only decorative, but they also address the darker aspects of modern society, Rupture's first collection has taken the Solana NFT world by surprise, and the collection has been auctioned for over $156,000. Today, the piece number 15th of its second collection, it's gonna be auctioned. The auction has already launched on Olaplex, and right now the price of the Evade 1-to-1 piece is 69 souls, around $12,000 or $13,000. We will take a deeper look at the art itself to understand why it has been so valuable and why it could be worth even more. Rupture is a self-taught, fully dedicated artist with influences of raw art style. As many artists, he has made his transition to the NFT world from the real world. On the latter one, at the moment of this video, he has a physical exposition in Saint-Pierre, Paris, France. On the digital world of Solana, he has successfully auctioned his first collection, Watching the World Burn, around September 2021, and his second collection, Evade, it's being auctioned as we speak on Olaplex. Evade has been inspired by the reality we are living in, and we will talk more about it in a minute. Rupture has a unique art style, even on his materials, as he uses a fine handmade paper that is created in Japan, where he documents the things that we normally overlook due to the daily routine. Working with fine liner pens, he starts the process for each piece of art with the main concept to express. Due to the detail and complexity, the drawings go evolving into its final form by letting the materials and the artist speak to themselves. Each piece of art can take up to half a year from the starting point to the final form. Rupture, a team of two, appeared when the artist met George, a key member of the Google NFT, and after finding the mutual appreciation for the fine art and the underrepresentation of it on the Solana metaverse, they team up to bring Rupture into it. They have found their second home on the Solana metaverse, as Rupture is glad to communicate with his collectors, and being able to see his art being appreciated by non-traditional art collectors has motivated him to focus more on future NFT projects created by him and to help and invest in artists to join the Solana metaverse. The second NFT is a 15 pieces collection called Evade. These pieces of art show some of the darkest aspects of some of the world leaders and their means to an end. The 15th NFT, which is being auctioned on Olaplex, is the entire piece of art. Rupture fusions the physical and digital world, and on the first collection, Watching the World Burn, they surprised the collectors with a magnificent physical 1-to-1 monolithic which showed the NFT that the collector held. For Evade, they have innovated and bring the collectors a tungsten cube engraved with each of the pieces. Once the 15th NFT auction is closed, the physical tungsten cube will be shipped to the collectors. Let's take a closer look at the Evade collection. As Rupture mentioned before, this is a complaint of how the world leaders are behaving, and this is actually shown not only on the main NFT collection, but also on little aspects, because each of the NFTs show a part of the story. On the main one, we can see a main figure in the center and then a lot of different situations happening around. It does provide a feeling inside me, which I believe that this is what Rupture was trying to accomplish. We can see how there is a lot of depth on the drawings, and we have foreground and background images, even using a monochrome palette. And the most interesting thing is that you find a lot of detail. This is how you understand why these drawings need to take the time, and they can even take up to 6 months, because the information that we are seeing on the image with a lot of careful details. We can see that everything is even on each of the images, and each of the sections that create the drawing have a different pattern that actually generate what we are looking for. On the previous NFTs, we can see a lot of images, we can see a lot of faces, and these faces, it's really interesting to see the different patterns that they have been used that combined with the background provide a really unique experience. Some of the NFTs or the drawings in itself are a little bit more direct than others, like the one of the soldier that has a patch that says muerte or death with a machine gun, the one that it's being pulled and stepped over by the main figure in the image. But we also have a lot of subtle claims or subtle complaints. On the top, we have a couple of people, which those are two NFTs on the collection. And when you zoom in, you can perfectly see all the incredible detail that there is in order to create the depth, the faces, the body, the clothes, and the positions that each of the characters is located. And this is even more incredible when you remember that all this is made by hand on washi paper with fine liner pens in a monochrome palette. I would strongly suggest anybody that is interested to dedicate at least 10 or 15 minutes to the NFTs to take a deeper look, as you can understand how carefully the details are for the different parts of the body, for the different expressions, for the different stories that they are mentioned. Not one of the stories or complaints is similar to the other one, and you can perfectly appreciate every time you go closer to take a look, you find a new story. Every time you take a step back, you find that there was something else behind that. And that's a really incredible aspect to consider and to applaud the artist. The artist is already working on the third NFT collection, and a season process, it was not able to reveal much of it. He did mention that it will use elements of both physical and digital worlds. In order to get the latest news on their art, I will leave in the description all the links that you will need to follow Rupture. We have reached the end of the video. If you found this information of your like, feel free to check my other videos. See you next time.